Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go, baby. It's right. Star Trek time. All right, we got 2 episodes. All right, we got a lot to get through, but we ain't by ourselves. I have the cinematic sorcerer right over here. I was right this time. Solar Great, what's up?
Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower, and hopefully I sound better this time.
Oh man, yeah. We're gonna see. I'm pretty sure we're good. So, we're gonna get into episode 5, which is entitled "Series Acclamation Mill," which is, of course, the full name of Sam, and we all know Sam. She's just out there getting her little chill on. And so you guys know, this episode's synopsis is: Sam sets out to solve an ancient Starfleet mystery and embarks on a journey of self-discovery. Since we got 2 episodes, we won't get into the super nitty-gritty, but let's talk about this episode. How are you feeling about this one when you like in the very unorthodox nature that it is filmed and displayed to us?
Favorite episode so far?
Ooh. Okay.
Straight up favorite.
I liked it. It was heartwarming.
I never actually looked at Sam as an emissary, number one.
Good point. Yeah, me neither. I was just like, oh, she's a student.
Well, you know, it's growing up being the only black guy in white spaces, I always fought the idea that I was an emissary. You know what I mean? But
yeah, we all were, unfortunately, whether we wanted to be or not.
So, and then I look back at Star Trek and I'm like, this actually opens up a real big idea that works retroactively with the Star Trek franchise, which I think is at the core reason about why so many folks are pissed. Because yeah, she is the emissary to what are they? The photogenics?
Yeah, I think they call themselves photogenics.
But that literally means she's the only one of her kind in the organization. Mm-hmm. So if you go all the way back to the first show, Spock was an emissary, Worf was an emissary. I forgot who it was in Voyager and Enterprise. Because Seven of Nine was kind of an emissary for Enterprise. I forgot
because she was the first sort of Borg to ever be in Starfleet, right?
Yeah, technically second.
Oh, okay.
She's been recovered, and Picard was one of the first that was.
I guess you, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. Although. Yeah, I hate to say it, screw you, Rick Berman, but this is going to come out a little bit more as we go on to the episode after this. But yeah, just the whole thing of really examining Cisco for the episode. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? That's cool. Because if you look back at Prodigy, which you covered, that was putting shine on Janeway.
Yeah.
And every show, essentially every show post Enterprise put shine on the captains that have been there before. Strange New Worlds is putting even more shine on Kirk.
Okay.
You know, even Lower Decks put shine on Picard and Riker. You know.
Oh man, yeah, the Riker came through in some crucial moments.
But nobody ever talks about Cisco or Archer.
Okay.
You know? And it's really kind of cool that they dedicated a whole show. Like, I was hoping for a cameo from Avery Brooks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And we kind of did. We kind of got one.
Oh, well, we got Jake.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
I mean,
like,
we got Avery because that was his voice in the end, right? That was really his voice, right?
yeah, that was really Avery Brooks's voice at the end. And I was waiting for him to call his best friend Spencer. No, boy, I just dated myself like I normally do. Um, but yeah, so and it was really, really cool watching Sam's self-discovery, because again, we got the Pinocchio character
Yeah.
deciding how to be more human. And they're not as subtle as Spock or in your face as Data, or as reluctant as Seven of Nine, you know, or as arrogant as DePaul. So, you know, so yeah, we got the character that's going, all right, look, I know my job is to figure out how to integrate with them, but they're complicated. And
We can't just figure them out.
Yeah, is it just me, or did that really give the vibes of talking to your grandmama when you were at work?
It's-
I was like,
it,
you know,
de-
come
it
on, my
definitely
dear,
gave the
I'm just
idea
saying,
of trying to break down a technology thing to an older person it, in a way where it's like it works for them.
yeah.
And
You know,
honestly,
saying,
to a
shut up,
certain
I don't care. I
degree,
just want it to work.
yeah, to a certain degree, that'll let you know how much you know it if you can explain it to like either a kid or an old person that really, because old people are just like, look, I just want to turn it on and use it. And it's like, okay, cool. This is a perfect type of person to try to teach this because they're not really super interested in it. They just want it to work. And that, I mean, I was there earlier today. I set up everything so my mom could turn on the phone and turn on the Bluetooth speaker and play all her music. Super easy. I had to
Yeah.
put it on Google Drive, take it off Google Drive, put it on the home screen of her phone. So she only has to do 2 clicks. Click, music plays. Boom, there it is. But
I just want to listen to Prince. Come on, I don't need a degree in computer science. I don't need no cybersecurity. Just turn Prince
oh
on.
man.
Come on,
So
just
that
play, Alexa, play Bobby Blue Bland. You know,
So
yeah.
I left her and I was like, okay, now you need to practice. You need to practice turning on the Bluetooth speaker, turning it off, turning it back on, selecting the songs. Get used to doing it so you know how to. But yeah, it's I had to do like pretty much all the steps.
That's real. That's super real. And yeah, a lot of folks are just like that, you know. But yeah, with her talking to the rest of the photogenics, and they're just like, have it done by Tuesday or you fired. And it's, or have it done by Tuesday or you got to come home. And it's like, come on, grandma, it don't work like that. I don't care how it works. Get it done, you know?
Yeah, because you can't. Humans are, unfortunately, we're not very straightforward. Some of us can be, but you know, it's not very straightforward. And depending on the humans you come in contact with, you can be like, humanity is awesome. Or you could say humanity is not even worth wasting your breath. So it's like,
I was waiting for that whole look. When I call and say I want to come home, I figured them out. Now, if I say I'm good, I can come home, or I want to go home. Either way, I figured them out.
but I've really enjoyed just the way it was displayed, the way we got to see Starfleet through someone's eyes who was really just excited, but also worried about kind of failing her position, and then also being, you know, curious in a positive way, and then also messing stuff up. Like when she went into the Bajor, I guess like the and their meditation group that they had. She just was
When
like,
she went
hey,
to church.
so
Yeah, when she went to church. Let's
yeah,
call
she
it
basically
what it
busted in their church. Like when she came in, I was like, I don't know if you could do that.
is. Turns out you can't.
Huh?
Yeah,
She was like,
turns
so
out you can't do
so
that.
where is he?
Like, Yeah, so where is this God you're talking about?
Like,
You know?
imagine going up. Well, I mean, I guess we've seen people go into churches tons of times, but you know, just
Yes,
going into
we have
church and be like,
seen it.
yes, yeah, we black people have seen people go into churches many times, and yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But imagine just going to be like, all right, you talk about Jesus, where you at? It's like, well, it's not that easy. It's like, but it's
Like,
like
oh, so you got no hard evidence and you're just going off on this BS. Okay,
when
I think
she
it's time for you to go.
when she said BS, I was like, the funny thing is, this is how you know you have empathy and respect. This is a made up. It's Bajor. These are like fake fictional. But even when she did that, I was like, oh,
It,
you can't just say that.
yeah, you
Even
went, and I face palmed so hard I almost gave myself a bloody nose.
like
I'm just
even
like,
when
oh,
in what's the show Ring of Power and Rings of Power, sorry, and Rings
mhm.
of Power, when they went to the temple and they started pushing over and smashing
Uh-huh.
the statues.
The
I was like,
statues of Valar, yeah.
oh, I was like, you can't do that. It's like, because I know the significance of,
Religious
just yeah,
symbols of belief, yeah.
yeah. I just know how serious it is. Like you,
And I
I
like
know
how the
to a certain
writers,
degree, I know these things are just things,
yeah,
but
but it's
you
what they
know,
represent. And I'm
thank you.
glad that the
You know,
writers knew
yeah,
enough to make the very next scene the so you got kicked out of the church, huh? Be like, yeah, got kicked
yeah.
out.
It's like, yeah,
You
you
know,
can't. How would you like for someone to just say whatever you feel you're not even real. You're just pieces of light. Nobody can, you would
you're
not
just
like that.
pieces of light and information. So,
Yeah, like what makes you what makes you real? But so it that wasn't a good look. It was
no.
it was funny, but I was just like, oh no, she didn't.
And it's like, oh yes, she did.
When she said
Oh yes,
BS,
she
I
did.
was like, wow. But
You know,
also the adding of Jake, seeing Jake, and just oh man, it did. I ain't gonna front. It did my heart good, man. Like this episode was kind of like, let's all have a good time. Let's all just smile. Well,
speaking of good time
depending on the fandom that you are, either you've been having a good time with the show or you've
or
been
not,
spending your time hating the show because I don't
because you want to get
know
clicks. Yeah, I
because
said it.
it's woke, which woke pretty much just means anything black I don't like. Anything woke
No,
is like,
anything not specifically like what I'm used to, what I want, and what I think I'm entitled to from $1 billion industry. It's not the show that I wanted.
and
Because
here's
executives at Paramount came to my house and asked me
what
what I wanted.
well no, and I'll throw this to those people if you're watching the show, which I doubt because where you would expect hate from this point of the show.
Mhm.
But if you're here, consider that all of the galaxy or all of the universe is not the same. Like there's going to be some people that are just kind of like go to work, go home.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be some places where it's war. It's a war tone. There might be some places where it's crime bosses and stuff. Like everywhere, everyone's story is not going to be the same. Like Kirk's journey is not
Well,
going to be Janeway's journey, or Janeway's journey is not going to be Cisco's journey, or Cisco's journey is not
the
going to
thing
be.
is, these haters know that. They just want their story all the time. That's the thing.
And that's the thing. They'll be the same ones that are like, this is bland. It's like, but this is what you asked for. This is why you do not. This is why the customer is not always right.
Um,
Because
you know the
they will say, give us the same thing. Then you give them the same thing, and they'll say, this is warmed over, reheated trash. You did the same thing over again. It's like, but this is what y'all said y'all wanted.
the phrase is the customer is always right in matters of taste. Okay, not in behavior. Definitely not in information, but yeah. So it's not. Yeah, the customer's always right. So do what they say. It's Yeah, I know you're not supposed to pair white wine with steak, but that's what the customer wants. Here, give it to him.
Like,
No.
I'll take it into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Long ago, a young nerd soul was working at Food Lion. Now, depending on where you at, you might not have Food Lion. So sub Food Lion for Vons
Okay.
or Ralph's, or Albertsons, or as my cousin so affectionately called it, Alvestersons. So, so working at the grocery store, minding my business. Someone comes in with a pack of meat and says, "This meat is bad. I want a refund." They got it from the deli, so this is some roast beef that was bad, and
Mm-hmm.
They want a refund. They bring it to me. I was like, oh, "Okay, cool," and then I was like, "Hold up, where the meat at?" Now there was, let's say, a swallow of roast beef left. When I looked at the tag, this person had bought 3 pounds of said roast beef.
Oh,
Now, this
geez.
roast beef was nasty, and I was like, ho, if it's nasty, you ate all the meat. Now, I was like, you can't get no refund. You ate all the meat. My manager then stops me, takes the customer over, they get their refund. But I was like, you can't get it. You ate all the meat. And then my manager was like, just get them out the store.
Yeah.
Just get them out the store.
Just get them going.
Because Karen going to act a fool in here. Now, he ain't say that, but he knew Karen going to act a fool in here over this
Mm-hmm.
one pack of meat. Going to give her $7 or whatever back, whatever it was, and get her out the store. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, give you nothing, you ate all. But the customer was not right, but the customer needed to be removed. So in that
Exactly.
case, it seemed like she was right, but really she was just being rushed away because we're not serving you anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. So, um, but yeah, so with this episode, I'm like, okay, we're at that part of the season where we're doing individual, we're essentially giving the main crews their episode so we can bond with them. You
Mhm,
know, the episode before that, we got to meet Devin or Devon,
mhm.
and I'm cool. I'm like, all right, this is Sam's story. All right, let's check this out. Okay, okay. Oh, all right. All right, I like how they went with that there. I like that Starfleet has the this is a class to tackle unanswerable questions. I mean, we call it philosophy. Um but simultaneously, I'm glad they have that. Just the hey, let's ask this question, but there's no answer. I know.
Yeah,
I know there's
there's
no answer.
there's no real answer because we can't, whatever this is, we can't weigh it or we can't measure it or we can't count it. Whatever we're talking about, we can't just quantify whatever it is. Like you can't count hope. Like like, how much hope does society have? I don't know. We can't weigh hope. You can't count hope. You don't know how useful it is. We can't count the electromagnetic or the joules output of hope. You know, we don't know. We just know when people do hope and when people hope collectively, things do happen. But you can't explain it. You can't count it. You can't tally it up. So that's where we throw these things.
Uh-huh.
like, we can't count this stuff. We can't add it up. We can't weigh it. So what do we do with it? I guess we throw it in this awesome class. And
Yeah.
then the photogenics were like, take that class now. Like, see, in school, at the beginning, you choose your classes. Now you get about a week or two if you want to change something, but once we're deep in the semester, they don't let you do that.
But yeah, I
Won't
gotta
be no
say,
class hopping in here.
I gotta say, I love the scene at the bar. The bar was the fun scene that I really needed. Cause one, I gotta give it up for Kyle. All right. Kyle, like, they're really starting to flush out like, yeah, this is gonna be a crew of a starship one day.
Yeah.
Not just our Starfleet guys, but this is the other side too. And I'm like, oh, how very Voyager.
Yeah,
All
because
right, let's meet the
get,
Maquis, you know?
yeah, they have to get there first. They have to,
Yeah.
they have to graduate.
I'm talking about the two colleges.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The explorers and the military. And I like that they've differentiated the two. Because it was like, oh well, those are obviously the bad guys. And I guess the writers are like, half of our fans watch anime, right? Yeah. So we're gonna have to My Hero Academia this. We're gonna have to, we're gonna say it's a different school and they're not bad because it's a different school. Yeah. And it started with good old Kyle.
And also y'all go to essentially sort of the same school, but and I think it's good to force those two schools under one roof or one-ish roof, because it seems we don't get a layout of the school, but it seems like the two schools are essentially sort of on the same campus. So that's what I mean by under one roof. But I think it's important for them to know that you need each other. There's no way you're not just going to go tra-la-la out there doing whatever you want and someone's not going to hold a stick or a spear or a gun up in your face. Sooner or later, they're going to be like, I ain't happy about this. Or they're going to be like, hey, y'all got some expensive stuff that we wanted, and someone's going to have to tell them. Someone's going to have to tell them, no. And that no might have to come with a little more force. A little more force than you may have if you're just running around getting your science on. So, these two teams or two classes or two schools need to know that they need one another. And then to remind the War College that, hey, everyone isn't an enemy. Like everyone, even if they disagree, or even if they look scary, or even if they look different, or they don't speak our language, or even if they don't want to be involved with us, that still doesn't make them an enemy. They might just be like, nah, look, we don't want Federation, we don't want nobody, just leave us alone. We got our own planet, peace. That doesn't make them an enemy. So, like, hey, put the hammer away. This isn't. This is a nail, but this is not a nail for us. This is fine.
Actually, it might be a screw. Call in the diplomats, because we need to turn these people around until they're solid. All right, but yeah. So I really like that. But the rivalry was all cool. Like I do like that whole. All right, I've altered your programming. All right. Every time you press this button, it's like taking a shot. 12. I'm like, oh yeah, we all have that friend.
Why did she go there? Move forward amicably. Nice and smooth. Try one. See how you feel.
Yeah.
Try two.
You're speaking from experience.
Well, see, the funny thing is, outside of wine tastings, I've never drank. I don't drink, no smoke, no drugs. So I don't do that. Outside of I've been to 2 or 3 wine tastings in my life.
No.
So I mean, I have drank before, but I don't.
The experience I'm talking about. We have all either had or been that friend.
Oh.
Yeah. You see, it's like, oh wow, yeah, you just turned 21. Yo, slow down. Slow down. This ain't gonna end well for you, man. You bet. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah. You are so lucky you're made of light, because you're gonna be hungover tomorrow.
Well,
here's a hair tie. I don't need no hair tie. I just got all this done. I'm like, you will later.
Oh, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that. Or okay, I've seen the happy drunk. I had a friend who was a happy drunk. The guys, we're friends. No, we're like brothers. Yeah, we brothers, man. Nah, I love you guys. We love you too, man. We really love. Nah, man, I love you like for my life, man. You are my life. We yes.
I know.
We know. We all love you too. So I had that one. I've also had the friend who he was a small guy and he would go up to the biggest guy and pick a fight, and I would constantly have to be like, we're so sorry. Please. We're leaving now. Don't even worry. It's he's stupid and I got him. He should. My bad. You know, I've been that, so I've been in that situation too. But I prefer one of my friends. He's gone, rest in peace. He was just the cool. Like he would sit with his glass of whiskey and just chill. Like you forget he was there. He would just sit down with his glass of whiskey, and just sit and drink. And people watch. I guess he would be cool. So that's what I preferred. No trouble.
Yeah, see, I was what's called a smoldering drunk. You know. Yeah, seriously, I just be
Not
sitting there.
smoldering.
Yeah, smoldering, because the slightest thing and a fire starts. So you just kind of sit there because you've seen them at the bar, and all the locals are like, "You don't want to talk to Tom right now. You don't want to." And Tom is just sitting there, drink. He's one step away from ranting, but he's keeping it cool. But the first person that goes over there and starts something is leaving in an ambulance. Now, are they in a bag or are they on a gurney? Wow. Either way, an ambulance is coming. Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Oh man!
All right, yeah, he's got a shot and he's got a beer stein. Let's hope he doesn't let go of the shot. He's just
leave him alone.
Because if he grabs beer stein, somebody's losing teeth.
And that whole scene of Caleb and Tamiri, what is it?
Yeah,
Tamiri. I'll say her name right sooner or later, but
let's just call her Tiny Girl. Yeah.
Not tiny girl, but they're outside. I've been in that situation too. When you're outside, you think everything's cool, and they start running out, and you're like, "What is going on?" So, yes, that was Tarima. That's her name.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy that. But this episode as a whole, I really dug it. It was nice to see Jake. It was nice to hear about Cisco and how he's revered. And to see like the book, because we find out the teacher. Oh God, it's killing me now. Who's the teacher's name?
Ilya, yeah. And I'm like, okay, Ilya, are those troll marks? What's up, old man? How you doing? You know.
Oh man.
I'm like, I'm not saying I don't still have a crush on you, but yeah.
It's like, you've changed.
You are no longer Jadzia. But
oh man, but it's like Dax? Oh, alright, what's up? So that was cool. I think it was a great end to this episode.
And I love how she was like, wait, the Dax? Like mentored, and she's like, oh yeah, forgot you would have done your research. But yeah. That's how I knew he liked tomatoes. All right. And I'll see you in my class next semester.
So that was awesome.
Pain in my butt.
That was awesome. But I'll flip forward to this week's episode, or I guess just passing episode 6, which is 6. Come Let's Away. And this episode threw me the craziest curveball.
Really?
Because I went into this episode thinking, okay, cool, we're gonna get the like teamwork episode where we learn, and we did learn how to work together, but I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna do this kind of like pseudo mission. We're gonna, get camaraderie. We see that the military and the Starfleet Academy, where we're starting to kind of like put down the guns, and we're starting to, so I'm like, cool. Now we're gonna get the teamwork episode, and everything's gonna be awesome. I was like, hold.
Man, I wish Jay was here. I wish Jay was here, because it's like, yeah, this is just going to be a quick exercise, and it's like, no, it's not.
Well, I thought we were going to work through our issues with each other, our issues with ourselves, and realize that we're not so different, and that, I need you and you need me, and there's value in both of our roles. That's what I thought we were going to learn in this episode. No. What we learned is that Paul Giamatti is the man, one. All right? Paul Giamatti is the man. Look,
he is such a good demon. Oh,
man. God. The acting... Paul. Hey, Paul, come here. Paul, thank you. All right, man. Wow. I was like, you know what? Star Trek does need a Hannibal Lecter. We do. We
You
do
know,
need it.
and
We do,
I
and I'm
definitely
happy.
see. I definitely got to say that this show is still looking for its niche. And it's doing something that we actually didn't get until I think season 3 of Deep Space Nine,
Okay.
which is give the captain a direct adversary. That
Okay, I
doesn't
got you.
happen a lot in Star Trek. Like, okay, yeah, you had Khan who hated Kirk, but that was one dude for 2 adventures, and that
Got you.
was it. But this one, I'm like,
Ooh, boy.
oh, this is about her. He hates her.
Man,
It's like, forget
I didn't.
Starfleet, forget all that stuff. I'm coming after you. And
And he gave Starfleet a black eye. Like he didn't just give a ship a black
yeah,
eye.
no,
He
no,
didn't just
no.
give a captain a black eye. He gave Starfleet. That was a coming out party for the Val Renard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know I'm close. Don't burn me down, but I'm close. The
But
Val Renard for now,
yeah.
unless I found out it's wrong. But
And again,
who?
I like the Mastermind thing because DS9 had what's his name? The one who beat Cisco. Um I don't
He was a Cardassian, right?
no, but he came later.
Okay, okay.
I'm talking about essentially the Precinct 13 guy, who Cisco was like, he beat me again, that kind of thing. And
Oh man, see, it's gonna kill me. I'll realize it after the show.
oh, they're gonna light me up in the comments for this, but
Guys, just let us know.
um,
We'll be all right.
yeah. um, and then they brought in um his direct adversary, but the Cardassian that hated him was really Kira's archenemy,
Okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I think the Starfleet guy was Pemberton or something like that. Either way. But in this one, it established from the first episode, yeah, guess what? I'm gonna be on you.
But he
And
seemed, the way they framed him was more of a, I guess more of like a crime bossy kind of guy. He
Mhm.
might see him in and out. Didn't seem to be too heavyweight. And we found out today. Oh, no, no,
see
no.
and
He is
see
not
that's
just your run of the mill crime boss.
but see that's the thing about it though. It's again, this is where media literacy and suspension of disbelief kind of have a bit of a clash from time to time.
Mhm.
Because on one hand, no, you're right. When he was first out there, it's like, oh look, it's just a little crime ball. But then the media literacy comes in, and it's like Paul Giamatti's too expensive to only have for 1 or 2 episodes.
Good point.
Um,
Yeah. Good
you
point.
know,
Well, I mean, you always get
and
these situations where people are like, "Hey, I love this property so much, I just want to be involved in any way possible."
oh,
You know,
not
and I
I'm not
figured
saying
he'd
that
be
you
a
don't.
crime guy that would show up, say 2 times a season. He cause some problems, but he wouldn't be like this.
Yeah,
Like
well,
this is different.
it normally takes Star Trek 2 or 3 seasons to do that, because it's like, hey, look, oh, is that Whoopi Goldberg? Didn't she just get an Oscar? And okay, I guess Whoopi Goldberg's in the show now. Oh, okay, so Q was a big, all right, yeah, we got the Q. Oh, no, he's come back around. But they set up Paul Giamatti's character as, I want you to know that every problem that you're gonna have, at least for the first season, it was me, Barry. You're afraid that your student might die. It was me. Remember that time where you sentenced a kid's mom to life in prison and you put her son in the system? It was me, Barry. you know.
Like that whole wow, that whole ride was perfect.
Uh-huh. It really
This episode was extremely well crafted. There were high stakes. There were losses. And for a second, I was like, you know what? When they were working out, and when Sam was like, "We are your new crew," I was like, hold up,
Mhm.
hey, can we put a spit shine on this whole thing? Hey, we got our own ship.
So yeah.
I'm like,
But
I
we're
wouldn't be
talking
mad at that. That
singularity
we already got
drive,
our
and I'm
own
like,
ship. We cool. We our own crew. But then we took some L's. We took some serious L's in this episode.
and
Between
I
the
love it.
I can't remember
I
the name
love
of the
it.
insectoid kind of aliens,
Oh
and
yeah, the cannibals or
yeah.
the new antagonists, which I've been waiting for. I've really been waiting for these guys because
So
I'm like, we're
them,
not going to be doing Klingon and Romulan again.
yeah,
Um,
the way they work together, that shows a whole nother level
yeah,
of wow coordination that I would not have expected from a guy, because the way he presented at first was like, hey, I'm really kind of all about the money, and I'm just a crime boss. So you got that. Then we have, of course,
well,
Tarima and her essentially
and
like music video at the beginning of the episode. You know,
which, by the way, I hated.
oh, you did.
I,
Well, I thought
I
that was. I
didn't.
was like, watch this boy wake up from staring at her in class or something, and then I was like, oh no, this is real. I was
Well,
like,
yeah.
I was
Did you
like,
not catch their conversation outside the bar? They are a thing.
well, no, I
But
didn't know that there was, like in there.
let's
You
see.
know,
Well, my thing was I hated it because we're only at episode 6 and we've established Mir's life is hard.
yeah,
He's
it
seeing
is.
some dark stuff, so opening it up, no pun intended, that flowery. I'm like, I don't know. No, he don't get a happy ending this quick. No. And then I'm like, wait a minute. When I was a younger writer, I would open up stuff flowery, to lull the audience into a maybe things will be okay, just to be like, yeah, maybe things will be okay. Maybe. No, no, no. Yeah, this is a really nice start, huh? Yeah, you're feeling pretty
Yeah.
high up there? Good, because I'm dragging you down now.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
gonna
because we got
drag you
dragged
all
down.
the way down.
Oh, message to Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to be in Starfleet. Sorry, but yeah, man. You gonna have to learn how to fight, bro. Like, look, we need some squabblers on the squad. So I'm not saying that you got to be John Wick, but we need some help. All right, and you're a Klingon, so I know you can rough and tumble a little bit more than the rest of us. So we're gonna need some help, man. We need help.
Jaden, don't listen to him. All right, don't listen. No, don't.
I'm
You know why?
I'm not saying switch your whole steez. I'm just saying take a minor, get a minor in jiu-jitsu. I'm not saying
No,
make it your major.
look,
Just a little
I'm not.
something.
I'm not even gonna imply that he can't fight. But what we have with Jaden, much like we had with Picard was the anti-Kirk. Jaden is the anti-Worf.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
and the
Still
really
hurts my heart.
important thing. Yeah, no, don't let it. Because see,
Hurt.
Worf was essentially there because everybody knew Klingons were the big fighters, all that other stuff. So how do we show that the alien threat is a problem? Have them beat up Worf. Now we've got a pacifist. So it's not gonna be punch the Klingon or the black dude every time there's a new alien race.
True. True.
Okay. And second, he's made it very clear he's not just a science officer, he's a doctor. And the doctor,
I'm a doctor.
Yeah, seriously, you never saw Bones throwing hands, you know?
Can you shoot? Come on, man. Help me.
So
Help me. We're down.
I mean, he's a pacifist. Now, there will be the episode where he's filling people full of chemicals to disable them. And he won't be killing people, but like he'll probably have like throwing knife level things with all these different anesthetics and stuff coming through.
Like, this won't kill you, but it'll make your skin burn like fire for 3 hours.
No,
Like,
this won't kill you, but you won't be able to move. So there you go. You're fine. There you go. You're fine. There you go. You're fine. That's kind of how they're setting him up.
cool.
And they got fighters. They got Mir. They got
Well, we had
stand
Bobby
inside of a
but-
spaceship with no spacesuit.
Damar.
Yeah, they got Damar. They got the leader of the War School clique, who's a Romulan, and they got a Vulcan. So they got people.
Bobby, unfortunately.
Well, yeah. We'll talk about Bobby. So there are enough fighters, and this show is making it very clear. Look, we are all about the talk. Okay, we're all about the talk.
Yeah.
You know why we're all about the talk? Because we just wrapped up Discovery, and you see what we are capable of when we stop talking.
True.
So let's be about this talk, because we got a ship full of mad scientists that can be anywhere, anytime, and who have we get a
name check for Discovery at the end of this episode too.
Yeah. Discovery is like, oh yeah, no, we'll go pick up survivors and stuff like that, but don't push us.
Man,
Like,
look, because
we're a mad
I'm like,
science
look,
vessel, and our captain is dating a pirate. You do not want to mess with that.
with the best brother ship out there. Like, yo, I still love that. That's my favorite ship. You know what I mean? His ship is my favorite out of all the space stuff.
Books. Yeah.
Yo, Book ship is on point. Being able to like change and form and separate and shoot at stuff and come back, man. Look, I was like, look, we good. This is all I need. Give me one of those.
So it's like, no, we're really all about the talking, and we're all about using our brains. We've gone back to the next generation format. But at the beginning, I'm like, oh, screw you, Rick Berman. Yeah, great. A pretty thin girl who's half naked, being pretty and thin, and they're actually bringing in flowers to the floweries. Oh my god, I was not happy.
Yes,
I was not happy.
We had to let that slide. We had to let that slide to get into the episode, because now we know they have connected.
3 minutes. Yeah, it was 3 minutes. It felt like 10, but it was 3. Yeah,
but we have connected.
Mm-hmm.
And
and they had to establish the baseline for later in the episode. And I'm like, they're probably establishing a baseline for later in the episode. And I think when they went on the Miyazaki, I'm like, okay, so you've got the Vulcan comic nerd, the hot guy with script immunity, his new girlfriend.
The hot guy with script immunity. Why you had to do him like that?
I'm calling it like.
All right, we know Caleb is not going to die. I think we all know that now.
Exactly.
This is Star Trek, so Caleb could get maimed, but I don't see him dying. And if he does get maimed, he's in a wheelchair for like 3 episodes tops. He's back.
Yeah.
This is future with programmable matter. He'll be down for 1 episode.
Yeah. He's good. But I'm like, something's gonna go wrong, and somebody is going, and I'm like, is it the comic geek? Is it the cute girl? Is it the red suit? Is it the red suit ensign that we've never seen on an episode of this show before? Who knows? But somebody's going down, and it had to be the Vulcan, and I knew it was.
And Sam will most likely be forever changed.
Mm-hmm. I knew Bobby wasn't going to make it because of all of the quotes he could have gave. I'm like, okay, he's a Vulcan, he's in Starfleet, he's going to quote Spock, and that one? Thanks for playing.
Not thanks for playing.
You are the weakest link, goodbye, and various other dated references, because I'm like, he ain't gonna make it. And I knew that something like that was gonna happen. In truth, I thought it was gonna be, um, I thought it was gonna be what I call the 1980s senior that's in the war college.
Oh,
You know, for those of you youngsters out there, back in the 80s and to the 90s, anybody that was playing a student in high school or college was always in their 20s or 30s.
yo, they were. I mean, they still be grown now, but they've kind of like brought it down
But
a little
grown
bit.
looks younger, you know.
Yeah.
Like most people wouldn't know that I'm like a hair's breadth from 50. So, um, when it comes down to it, you see people like, we look at our Starfleet people and we're like, you know what? Yeah, this is like college. You look about college age, especially the girls because they're all so small. But then they introduced the other dude from a war college who's like 6'5", 200 pounds, freaking 5 o'clock shadow. Like he's got the permanent stubble,
Oh boy.
going. I'm like, maybe he's the dead one. I don't know, but somebody's dying.
Someone had to sacrifice themselves, which
Yeah.
it. We got some serious losses, and we have sort of countless losses on the star base. That this is
Yeah.
we're It's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. It's going to be super interesting to see where we go from here. I am hype for the next episode. This was a great sort of mid-season finale, sort of, I guess you could say,
I
of
like to call it a
to a certain
tone
degree.
setter.
Oh, say
I
it.
like to call it a tone setter
Okay, okay.
because this is our sixth episode. Okay, you're better at this than I am because I don't know how many
I think there's
episodes the season
there's
is going to have.
13, at least on IMDb. There's 13 episodes.
So we're halfway through the season, and the first half of the season was introduction of crew, setting, ship,
Hmm.
and introduction of bad guy, but not really introduction of bad guy.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we set the stakes. You
Sure
know,
enough, man. This.
um, now we're gonna be like, yeah, guess what? Because we now know that our captain is a diplomat, an outside thinker, and she's not the captain that'll kill you or blow you out of the water. She's not even really the captain that'll talk you down diplomatically like Cisco. She's not the space pirate that Janeway turned into, and not the human advocate that Captain Archer was. She is the one that will annoy you until you give up. You know, that's what I mean. She set that precedent with the plants, with the Klingon ambassador. She's just like, she's the old lady that's like, you know what? You're gonna wear your raincoat. No, grandma, I don't like the raincoat, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. And then she'll just walk by, spill her water on you. Yeah, probably would have been better if you had your raincoat, huh? I mean, you don't have to wear shoes if you don't want to. Oh darn, I spilled rice. That's what she is.
Oh man, that's cold. But yeah,
She,
this is
and
this is coming out really good.
yeah,
Like,
but they're putting her
I'm
against
pleased
a
with this episode.
mastermind. Yeah, they're putting her up against a mastermind. And it's a mastermind that's specifically set on her.
Yeah,
And I love that. I love where it's like, I'm gonna hurt Starfleet, I'm gonna mess up all this stuff because
everything
I want
you love.
you to know. Yeah, everything you love, I'm gonna burn down. Oh, and by the way, this must really be messing you up. I mean, the way that your son went out. It's like, you're
Man,
immortal, so
he's
how
next
long
level.
how long are
He's
you gonna be thinking about this? Oh,
but
wait, is he on the ship too? Oh man.
but here's the thing.
I can't
You
even imagine what you might feel like if you're losing twice. Just
here's
like,
here's what actually makes it even more promising for entertainment value.
mhm.
He definitely knows, if he was able to do this, he definitely knows the type of heat that he's drawing down. He
Mhm.
knows the type of ships that that Starfleet has.
Yep.
He knows the type of technology, the warp drives, all that stuff. And he still did it, which means, like he said, he has a surprise just for her with a gift wrap bow. This is, you know what? Starfleet Academy, I'm not gonna like it, but I want you finish this season with us losing. Finish
You
this season
know,
with us losing. Give Paul Giamatti his big bow thing, whatever. Let us lose at the end of this season. Now, I don't want to lose forever, but but I like this. I do. I like this a lot.
um, I really like that they've set the tone for post burn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the biggest complaint about Star Trek that I have heard for most of my adult life that I don't exactly disagree with logically, but I was always afraid that it would be taken in the wrong direction, which is the Star Trek universe only has a couple of threats, and pretty much they can fly everywhere, and they might every once in a while hit some bad guys. A friend of mine, very intelligent friend of mine, asked the question, how can you have a post-money society when there are still resources and weapons in the galaxy? And it was very much a, oh no, Earth is post currency. Everywhere else has got stuff going.
Yeah.
But the whole thing that Star Trek wasn't able to touch on is Starfleet is an ideal, and it's an ideal that we watch people uphold under every circumstance. But let's be real, the circumstances under which they had to uphold their ideals were never that bad. And then came Discovery, and then came the burn.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so let's see how committed to these Starfleet ideals you actually have when the rest of the galaxy is not on your side. You know?
Yeah, because we're slowly getting things back together, it seems. Because I believe this is the first couple of years that the academy is running and everything. That we don't really have a full footing going on.
Well, it's Captain America Civil War, you know, where it's like, are your ideals strong enough to stand up in a world like this? And this is how sci-fi is reflective of the times that we live in. Now, the old Star Trek shows came out in much better times. And it was like, no, we are this way because we know what is right. And so does the rest of the galaxy. They just have to be reminded as to what's right. And now it's a galaxy of, oh, I know what's right, but I'm doing me. You know?
Yeah.
And I think this show really embraces that. Where it's like there are hostile races. There is a bad guy who's a crime boss.
Yeah.
So he's like, guess what? I'm bad. And I'm bad according to your principles. And I don't really appreciate you trying to shove your principles down my throat. You don't know how I live.
It's
Like,
yeah,
you don't know
do.
what I'm up against out here. You know?
Oh man. But I dig it, man. I can't wait to see where this goes. I'll throw it over to you. We had time. We'll throw it over to you. Final thoughts. Where can they find you?
Final thoughts is I really liked this episode. Didn't like it as much as episode 5.
Okay.
Episode 5, my favorite so far. Episode 6 was a good refresh. It was a good way to set the tone for what's coming forward. We now have established really
look,
good opposition.
If you want a sponsor, all right, feel free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All you got to do is come on. There we go. See, this is why you can't. This is why you can't always want to shine, man.
You keep doing, you do you. All right, you do you. Like, you do you.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, no, we've really established the tone of the galaxy and how our good guys aren't gonna win every episode, But what's important is for them to win creatively in the end. But essentially, this episode really, really, really reestablished that yes, Star Trek has changed, and we've gone from Disney to Don Bluth. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And being a Don Bluth kid more than a Disney kid, yeah, I'm always down. If you guys don't know the difference, watch Bambi, then watch The Land Before Time. You'll get it. You know, but yeah, the whole principle of Don Bluth is, yeah, you're gonna get a happy ending, but you're going through it.
You're gonna earn it.
You know, you're
gonna earn that ending.
You're gonna earn every single laugh. You know, every single tear that you get at this end, it will be well earned because you're gonna be concerned with people. This episode killed off one of the top tier second characters. Top tier being not in our main crew, but you remember him, you know him when he shows up.
Yeah,
he's not an expendable extra. You know, he wasn't a day player, he was an also starring person and gone, you know.
Yeah.
So that lets me know that a lot of people that are in multiple episodes can go. You know. Well, the girlfriend, one didn't know she was a Betazoid. And yeah, there are implications to the climax of this show
because she's in
to this episode.
She's essentially in a coma. We assume she'll make it out, but she's in a coma.
I hope she's gone for a little while because I get that there's aliens in sci-fi, but they introduced a superhero in this one. You know, she pulled the psychic Black Canary, and I'm like, oh yeah, she needs to be taken off the board for a bit. Because it raises the question, well, why don't we just send the Betazoid? Like, one of my favorite comedy sketches is called Angel Summoner and BMX Bandit. They're superheroes. And the BMX Bandit is like, I'll ride my BMX, I'll jump over the bridge, I'll go there, I'll pop a wheelie, I'll knock the gun out of the drug dealer's hands, and you rescue the hostages. And sure enough, the Angel Summoner is like, that's a great plan. Or I could summon a horde of angels. You know. Which is how my best friend thinks about Hawkeye on the Avengers. But yeah, so when it comes down to it, it's like, oh, she can take out a bridge full of pirates from a ship away if her boyfriend is there. Yeah. Oh, okay. At least
but at the same time, there is a cost. So it's like, you know, you know, because she's in a coma, we don't know how long it'll last. So
exactly. So I hope she stays off the board for a little while. Because you know that level of power is not the business for the stories that we're trying to tell with this. So we'll see how this goes, but I am looking forward to next week, so that says a lot. This is the first Star Trek show to pull me in. It pulled me in a lot faster than the rest of them that weren't Lower Decks, you know.
Okay.
Well, you know, Lower Decks was animated. It was supposed to be fun and all that stuff, and it did. But, you know, it took me a good season, maybe 2 seasons to really get into Discovery, you know. And I still talk about the Star Trek curse where you need at least 2 seasons to find your foot. But this show has looked like it's trying to iron it out. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm glad we could hurry up and get to it.
Cool.
You know, so yeah. And you guys can find me on my YouTube channel. I'm finally close to having time enough to start broadcasting on my own stuff again. We'll see how life plays out. Yeah. But yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe here. You know, yeah. So yeah, that's the whole thing.
All right, for me,
back to you, Mike. No,
I think we're in a great place. We're in a great place, and I'm ready. I know there's people that do not like this stuff. I've enjoyed. Like, I don't think there's. I mean, of course, I've never seen Voyager that I can remember. I've never seen Enterprise that I can really remember. I mean, I think it was like on Sci-Fi Channel sometimes, but I just didn't really see it. Same thing with Deep Space Nine. I didn't really get to watch it until it was on Netflix because, back at that time, you would just see a rerun of sort of like the same episode or the same group of episodes.
The
So I didn't
Ferengi
really.
Adventures. Yeah.
But
I
but
paid
yeah,
that cost.
I'm enjoying this. I'm ready for this ride. I want to see how Starfleet, how this version of Starfleet responds. So of course, with that said, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time that you are faced with a hostage situation, we're just saying peace. We out.